Hey there! Thanks for dropping by my channel. Got your seatbelt on for some cool news, handy life hacks, and wild stories? If you love real horror and anything spooky and mystical, you're in the right place. So, let's dive in. It's gonna be intense. A family of Londoners wears gas masks by the pool at Wembley Park in London, 1938. Although the Second World War broke out only in 1939, British citizens had already been warned of the inevitability of large-scale bombing. In response to this threat, a series of preparatory exercises were conducted, which encouraged people to include the daily use of gas masks in their daily routine. George and Willie Muse were identical twin brothers, Black and African-American albinos who had the misfortune to be born under the Jim Crow laws that introduced racial segregation in the southern United States in the 1920s. When they were still children, these two boys were abducted from a circus, ordered to grow long hair, and forced to perform in circus freak shows as the Men from Mars. Josephine Myrtle Corbin, nicknamed the Four-Legged Girl from Texas, was born in 1868 in Lincoln County, Tennessee, USA, with a parasitic twin attached to her stomach. Although he could move his twins' legs, they were ugly and had only 3 fingers on each. Josephine earned $450 a week on a freak show, an astronomical salary at the time. She had 5 children and died in 1928 at the age of 59. In the summer of 1933, Captain Carn and 3 of his companions were fishing off the coast of New Jersey, USA, when they came across a giant manta ray 6 meters long and weighing 2.3 tons. It took several hours for Kang, his companions, and the US Coast Guard to pull out the stingray, which had become entangled in the anchor cable of their fishing boat. A group of beauty contest participants are sitting on a diving board by the pool, wearing hoods on their heads. Hoods are used to ensure that the judges are not influenced by the appearance of the participants. This scene took place in England in 1955. 3 female prisoners in Shanghai, China, in 1875, wear a wooden yoke designed for 3 people, a means of public humiliation. This is Francesco Lentini, known as the 3-legged man. Lentini was born in Sicily in 1889 and was born with 3 legs, 4 feet and 2 pairs of functioning genitals. Raised by his aunt, he was enrolled in a school for disabled children, where, observing the problems of other people, he realized that his situation was not so bad. He later moved to the United States and began performing in the freak show. During his performances, the audience often asked him about daily difficulties, such as buying shoes, and other curiosities. Always charming, his charisma prompted a young woman to marry him, and together they had 4 healthy children. Francesco Lentini passed away at the age of 78, in 1966. Fight of the Century, a living skeleton versus a fat man. George Moore, also known as the Living Skeleton, and Fred Howe, known as the Fat Man, performed on the sidelines at the end of the 19th century as boxers. George and Fred were, without a doubt, the most comical boxers in the world, who entered the history of the American circus at the end of the 19th century. His boxing programs were unique, funny, and extremely popular with the public. Crau Farini, known as the woman with the thin, hairy body and limbs, was found in the jungles of Laos, in the Southeast Asia, in 1885. In 1889, she was declared the missing link at the Dresden Zoo in Germany. The famous American entertainment entrepreneur Phineas Taylor Barnum. Crau worked at the Barnum and Bailey Circus until her death in 1926. In 19th century Persia, women's moustaches were considered a symbol of beauty. Princess Fatma Karnam was considered the pinnacle of Persian beauty in the early 1900s. She had 145 suitors, and 13 of them committed suicide after being rejected by her. In 1920, an elephant balances on its front legs on 2 bottles, while trainers hold whips and watch. Mary, the elephant, was extremely skilled and intelligent. The display of exotic animals was a common practice in Victorian circuses. A woman in the Wild West wearing a hat and mask designed to protect her skin from possible sun-related diseases in New Orleans, Louisiana, USA, 1903. Two men in Ireland, 1922. In Irish culture, it is believed that the presence of a straw boys, men who wear straw hats that cover their faces, at a wedding brings good luck and health to the bride and groom. In July 1922, a sideshow circus in California advertised the biggest woman in the world and the smallest man, Nellie Blanche Lane weighing 600 pounds and Clarence Chesterfield Houghton standing 29 inches tall. Both became circus celebrities. In 1905, a man feeds a criminal with a wooden yoke in China. This device, widely used as a form of punishment in several East Asian countries, consisted of boards hung around the offender's neck, the size and weight of which varied depending on the severity of the crime. The sarongs were so bulky that the convict could not reach his mouth to eat, and thus depended on the help of others. This photo shows members of the Mormon religion, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, a religious restoration group founded in the 19th century in the United States, who baptized the Paiute Indians in Utah in 1875. Their children were sent to boarding schools and then forced to live on reservations. The state of Utah baptized them into the Mormon religion as part of efforts to civilize them. In 1935, two divers with rigid and massive diving gear prepare to descend in search of the transatlantic Lusitania. RMS Lusitania was a British ocean liner that sank in the Atlantic Ocean on May 7, 1915, 3 years after the sinking of the RMS Titanic, due to an attack by a German submarine. There were 1,959 people on board, including 694 crew members and 1,265 passengers. The divers searched for the ship for 3 months, until they finally found it at a depth of 93 meters. In Berlin, Germany, in 1925, Dr. Heinz injects a woman with fluids taken from a live rabbit, believing that together with ultraviolet radiation and gymnastics, this will lead to rejuvenation. In 1933, in Berlin, Germany, a circus performer rehearses with crocodiles in an aquarium car. The couple participates in an ancient religious festival in Mexico in 1940, known as the San Juan de los Lagos Fair. A woman wearing a crown of thorns and with a bandaged face is accompanied by her husband, who guides her and holds her hand. She also wears a spiked nopal on her chest. A curious scene in Holland in 1941 shows a telepath trying to hypnotize a chimpanzee. Bedouin women grind grain near Beersheba in the Negev Desert in southern Israel in 1904. They wore traditional headdresses typical of Palestine at that time. In 1932, in England, a circus trainer poses hanging in the mouth of an elephant as part of his repertoire. At that time, circus elephants often had their tusks removed. The lobster boy, Grady Stiles Jr., was born in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, with a rare condition called ectrodacty, characterized by the absence of one or more fingers or toes, giving his limbs the appearance of a lobster. He earned the nickname a lobster boy while performing in a freak show. In adulthood, Grady became an alcoholic, which led to a number of problems in his personal life. Stefan Bibrowski, better known as a Lionel, the lion-faced man, was born in 1891 in a small town inside Warsaw, the capital of Poland. Abandoned by his family and adopted by the circus, he became a famous show attraction. His entire body was covered with long hair, giving him the appearance of a lion due to a rare disease called hypertrichosis. American adventurer, hunter, and documentary filmmaker Osa Johnson enjoys a bath with rainwater collected overnight from a hole dug in the ground, while a local woman holds her towel in Kenya, 1923. The ice mask, designed to treat hangovers, was the invention of 1940s Hollywood makeup artist Max Factor Jr. This peculiar mask was designed to reduce the puffiness of the face. Factor believed that the actresses would use it to cool off between scenes or mitigate the effects of a long night on the town. In 1920, in San Diego, USA, a small patient left the dentist's appointment in frustration. Next to a sign with the inscription "A dentist without pain," an angry young man expressed his dissatisfaction by writing a liar on the wall. An Arab woman wearing a traditional mask in Muscat, Oman, on the Arabian Peninsula in 1905. The Bigfoot girl from Ohio, it was known as Fannie Mills. Born with a rare condition that caused her legs and feet to grow to enormous sizes, Fannie Mills attracted a large number of people by acting as the Bigfoot girl from Ohio throughout the 1880s. From 1885 to 1887, Mills decided to capitalize on her fortune. She performed in cheap museums, popular attractions featuring such curiosities as two-headed calves all along the east coast of the United States. What do you think of these stories? Share your opinion in the comments, like the video if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe. We'll keep surprising you with more stories like these.